You're watching Ride Like a Local with Belt Drive Betty. Welcome back to another episode of Ride Like a Local. This week we're in Nisku at a fashion show for our veterans, and then we're also in Nisku for the Ride for Mom. Stay tuned. I'm being joined right now by Rick from Echo Cycle in Edmonton, Alberta. And Rick, you are all part and parcel of this beautiful fashion show for our veterans tonight. Tell me a little bit about why Echo Cycle decided they'd get involved with this little project.
Well, anything to do with our veterans is a good cause, so we want to be here to support it. And Blackjacks is a great venue. We want to support them as well.
Blackjacks does have a wonderful venue and no noise bylaw out here, so it means people can come out en masse. You know, one of the biggest challenges in the city is when you want to have an event with a large number of motorcycles, it can get a little loud. But out here, we're in an industrial area. There's nobody to worry about, no neighbors to upset. So this does make it a pretty wonderful venue.
It absolutely does. I've been here many times. It's a lot of fun.
It sure is. Now, tell me a little bit about this beautiful Triumph that I'm looking at.
Well, this is Triumph's new bobber for this year. It's a 1200cc liquid-cooled bike, fly-by-wire, ABS, traction control, rider modes. Pretty nice deal for a factory custom, I think.
Absolutely caught my eye the minute I walked in. I thought, holy cow, man. You know, there's something wrong with this world. I need to be the female Jay Leno of motorcyclists, folks, because I love them all. And this is an absolutely gorgeous Triumph.
Yeah, sales and demand have been great for this product. I wouldn't mind one myself.
Yeah, but you're the owner, so you can't have one.
No, I don't get to have one, no.
Well, thank you very much for being a part of this evening, Rick. We're really looking forward to seeing what your motorcycle company has to offer for leathers this year.
Thanks for having us out. Appreciate it.
So give them a round of applause. I want to let you know a couple of things to start off with. As many of you know, we are really against drinking and driving. So, if you've had too much to drink, there's going to be taxis here. Just talk to the bartender. We have shuttle service that also is going to be available later on in this evening with our buses that'll get you to Beaumont, Calmar, Devon, and Leduc. Okay? So, we're going to try to get you home safe. Couple of little housekeeping issues. For all of you who haven't been here before, washrooms are down at the end of the hallway. If anybody is feeling ill or you see an issue with someone who is not well, please let one of the volunteers know. They're the ones with the lanyards. Let them know we've got an area set up specifically for that, okay? We just want to make sure everybody has a fun night and a safe night. Now, it's going to be a full house. Please buy a 50-50 ticket, and at the same time, when you get a chance, make sure you go say hello to our motorcycle dealers that are out in the restaurant area. You've got 4 dealers out there that are committed to you guys, okay? So make sure you go out and say hello and support them as best you can. Again, the idea is to have a fun night tonight, make it safe, and I'm just proud to be helping to organize this event with the Edmonton Harley-Davidson motorcycle community. Great. Anything you want to say, buddy? Have I covered most of it? Okay, have fun tonight. Things are going to be starting shortly. You guys are going to have a great time. Enjoy.
Barbecue. This ain't hard with Jesse Millhouse.
Hey guys, my name's Jess, and I'm from Motley Q here in Grand Prairie, Alberta, Canada. Hey, you're back. We're so excited that you guys decided to come back for some more basic tips on barbecue, because it ain't hard. Well, I'm here to show them to you. Don't forget to grab a drink and hold on tight. We're going to talk about brisket today, and we're going to talk about barbecue, and we're going to talk about simple and basic. We're going to get right down to it. Seasoning, meat, fire, done. So, I went to my butcher, I got myself a brisket. Asked the butcher, please? He said, sure. Away we went. Gotta be polite. So, he grabbed me a brisket. Comes about this big. There is a skinny end and a chunky end. Flat, point. So, on the back side, on the big point side, we trim off that fat cap. It's gonna be a little thick. And I'm sorry I didn't show it in this video, but I will show it in another one. Leave the fat cap on the other side. You're gonna take the brisket and you're gonna season it. Again, shit ain't hard, guys. We season ours with some black coarse pepper. Make sure it's coarse, not fine ground. And garlic salt. Very important, not garlic powder. It's garlic salt. You want the salt to penetrate the meat and help it all break down. Again, not hard. That's it. There's no crazy injections. There's nothing crazy here, guys. We're gonna put the brisket on the smoker. We're gonna put the point, the fat side, closer to the smoke box than the flat though. That's the only thing that we like to do, but of course, you can't really screw this up. Now, once you do that, you're gonna put it on 225, 14 hours, depending on how your smoker cooks. Make sure you guys are temp checking. You wanna bring it up to 200. We try to get it to 205 sometimes. That'll give you that tender you want. When you slice your brisket, you're gonna slice starting at your far flat end, or you can cut it right in half and then start out and go in. Again, guys, make sure you cut against the grain. What we're gonna do is we're gonna make a little cut in the far corner. By doing that, we know where to start cutting once it's cooked, so we know we're going against the grain there. And don't forget, this is 2 pieces of meat held together by fat. So when you're done and you trim off your flat and your point, you wanna make sure that you go the opposite direction for your point. So that's just a little helpful hint for later. So once you're done with that, we're gonna put this in the smoker, 225. We're gonna use a blend of pecan, hickory, and cherry pellets, more so on the hickory pecan side, less on the cherry. Cherry's a good wood that's gonna give you color, but it's not really gonna give you much else. Don't overthink it. If you don't have pecan wood or you don't have hickory wood, it's not the end of the world. Take your smoker you got, put some wood in it, start it. Let's go, 225, 14-ish hours, check your temps. So, brisket, it's done, that's it. I'm Jesse. Don't make it difficult barbecue, guys. This is supposed to be fun.
The Sports Camera Store in West Edmonton Mall is your one-stop shop for drift and GoPro action cameras. We carry Canada's largest selection of action cam accessories, along with video sunglasses, hidden and surveillance cameras, and more. Visit www.sportscamerastore.com or stop into our West Edmonton Mall location, lower level by the bay. Voted as Canada's most rider-friendly community of the 2016 riding season is Port Alberni, British Columbia, home to one of the longest-running toy runs in Canada, the Port Alberni Toy Run. Bordered on the east by the Beaufort Mountains and on the west by the Pacific Ocean, the Vancouver Island Riders' Paradise, Port Alberni, is Canada's most rider-friendly community. Visit www.portalberni.ca to find out more. I'm being joined right now by Jay Padilla from Cycleworks here in Edmonton, Alberta. We're in Nisku right now, though, at Blackjacks for the Veterans Fashion Show. So, Jay, tell me, why did Cycleworks decide they were going to get involved with this?
Well, you know, it's one of those things here in the Edmonton area. The motorcycle community is so amazing, and this is just another example of everyone comes together for such a great cause. We couldn't be more proud and honored to be part of it. And at this beautiful location, I mean, Blackjacks, you cannot beat it. So looking around the room tonight, we get to see all the major players in our industry here, and it's going to be a great night, and I hope we raise a pile of cash for them.
I think Kipnes House is going to do really well tonight. As you mentioned, we've got all the major marques here. We've got Honda, we've got Indian, we've got Harley-Davidson, Triumph. It's a beautiful thing when all of our different marques can come together under one roof to share the limelight for one cause.
Oh yeah, it's truly remarkable, and I've never been so proud of our industry. I mean, the dealers here, they come together and for great causes. They just all band together, and really it's not, no one really cares what you ride, right? I mean, we're here for a great cause at a great location, and it's kind of nice tonight. You get kind of a sneak peek at some of the great motorcycles that are out there, and some of the great riders and the people of this industry. It just makes me smile to feel so honored and proud to be part of it.
It's kind of like Old Home Week this week. It's like everybody's finally coming out of hibernation. Our streets are finally clear of enough snow and debris that most motorcyclists are getting out for their first rides right now. And I think everybody's just really eager and anticipating this riding season.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, even though the winter wasn't as bad, and we started, last year we got to start a little bit earlier in the season. You look at these people here, they're all raring to go, and it's quite amazing that the city is cleaning up, the roads a little bit here, and we're ready to ride. So let the temperatures warm up and let's get out and ride.
Absolutely. Before we do, though, tell me a little bit about this gorgeous Indian that's in front of me.
Well, this is the new bike that was actually released today. This is the new Indian Chieftain Limited. So it has the beautiful display with the GPS all over Canada, US, Mexico, Bluetooth, everything, air ride. But this time on this bike here, they changed the fender. They cut back the front fender and threw on a 19-inch wheel. And it's pretty gorgeous looking bike, and it rides like a dream. So you can come ride it any time.
Well, I just might have to come and take it out for a test drive, Jay.
Please do. We'd love to have you out on it.
I'm with Chuck from Edmonton Harley-Davidson. Tell me how come Harley-Davidson of Edmonton decided they were going to get involved with this?
Well, they have been in business for, I think, 40 years, or nearly 40 years now, and we are very connected with the veterans who live in North Edmonton, and our shop is on Yellowhead. So Bobby and Corrine have been supporters of the veterans since I've been there, and I've been there for 10 years.
Well, and their father, Ken, before them, was also a very big supporter of our veterans. I know that very well. So the organization tonight that's actually putting this on is a motorcycle riding club that's attached to you guys loosely in a way. And they are here in full force with a whole bunch of the gals wearing you guys' leathers tonight. What can we expect, do you think, on that fashion show stage?
Well, I think the girls look outstanding. They do an awesome job. They every year they put a calendar together for the veterans to sell calendars, and they always they look good in the Harley leathers. They'll do an awesome job again tonight.
I think so. Now, we have in front of us a beautiful Road Glide. Tell us a little bit about this machine.
It's a 2017 Road Glide with a custom paint set from Harley-Davidson, one of 200 paint sets worldwide. We put on the Road Glide, and has a new motor in the bike. It's a 107, and it's just going to be a beautiful bike to ride. Somebody should come and pick it up, and it's on sale tonight.
And what's it on sale for?
It's on sale for $58,000.
Okay, lottery, come on. Fort McMurray.
Hi.
It's a city, but it's also a guy.
Hey.
Hey?
Hey.
Isn't that cool?
Hey.
Fort McMurray, I've known you a long time, back in the days of the Northern Comfort Band, and before that you were in a band, and before that you were in a band.
Totally.
But you've always been an announcer in the motorcycle community because that big booming voice of yours.
Hey.
So is that why they chose you for tonight, or is it because you've got some other tie to this event?
I have no idea why they picked me. I was honored and pleasured, and still a little bit in shock because you put me with fashion. Well, that's a little different because, I'm pretty good with black jeans and a black t-shirt, and I'm pretty fashionable right there. But no, they brought me in. I'm loving it. It's great. I'm going to have so much fun tonight dealing with gorgeous women, dealing with a bunch of hunks. I got my competition cut out for me. But hey, we're okay.
And supporting our veterans in Kipnes House. This is a huge event for our veterans community. Let's talk a little bit about the impact we're hoping to make tonight.
The UN and NATO vets is what we're doing this for, and like you say, the Kipnes House, and any money's raised goes to them. And we've been doing calendar sales, and other events, and we've been running the calendar 2 years now, and it's a beautiful calendar, and the girls are beautiful, and yeah, tonight should be a blast. I'm looking so much forward to it.
As we are. Thank you for taking a moment or two with me for it. Let's see what the rest of this night holds.
Woohoo!
I'm being joined right now by some of the ladies that are involved in this huge fashion show featuring the clothing from 7 major motorcycle dealerships in the Edmonton area. We're all gathered at Blackjacks. And Dora, tell us a little bit about what we can expect tonight.
Well, tonight is going to be lots of fun. Number one, you're going to have the fashions. We're going to have some incredible door prizes. We have some silent auction items, and then each one of those 7 dealers is going to have a display. We already have motorcycles right here in the building. We've got products, all sorts of things for anybody who loves to ride.
So Diane, Stephanie, tell me a little bit about why you decided to get involved in tonight.
Well, it's a great fundraiser for a cause that I feel is important, and that is to support the veterans and the Kipnes Center within Edmonton. It's a great place. I know some people whose parents are actually in there, and just to help out with any programs or what have you that could be beneficial to them is something that I'm very fond of and think that it's a great time, and plus it's going to be fun, and we get to wear nice clothes and have a good time.
Well, you know, and this is the beautiful thing about our Edmonton motorcycle community is how tight everybody is here. And even though they're warring dealerships, they're all coming together because of our veterans and what this cause really stands for. Now, I'm just going to skip around here, and I'm going to get right in here. Come on over this way, Stephanie. Don't be shy now. So tell me why you decided to get involved tonight.
Like Diane said, it's for a great cause. It's fun. You meet new people. Just like big family.
It is, and I think we're very blessed. I know you also from Brunch for Broads, and so we've got all kinds of cross sections of our motorcycle community represented here tonight. How does that make you feel, Dora?
Oh, it's wonderful because at the end of the day, it's about people that love to ride or support riding, but also have a big heart and want to support a great cause. So it's great to see people come together. It's not about certain types, breaking down all the barriers, quite frankly. So.
Absolutely, and with everything that's going on in the world right now, our veterans here in Canada aren't being supported quite the way we'd like to see them be supported, and so it's really wonderful that this community, this motorcycle community, has always stepped up to help our veterans. So thank you very much, ladies. I'm looking very forward to seeing what you have to offer tonight on that stage.
Great.
Thank you.
Northern Memories is brought to you by the Friends of Historical Northern Alberta Society and the History Check app. It's available for download at the Apple app and the Google Play stores. Hi, my name is Sheila Willis, and I'm the Executive Director of Friends of Historical Northern Alberta Society. We're the brainchild behind the History Check app, which takes you on an exploration journey throughout Northern Alberta. Today we're actually looking at Mirror Landing, which is at the mouth of the Lesser Slave River and the Athabasca River. So the Athabasca River is running this way behind me, and the Lesser Slave is going that way. Before the railway came through Smith in 1913-14, Smith did not exist. Mirror Landing was the steamboat town. So James Cornwall, who many know as Peace River Jim, had the Northern Transportation Company, and one of its major stops was at Mirror Landing. When the railway was coming through, the town council actually had the other side of the river surveyed, the other side of the Lesser Slave, to match the railway tracks. For whatever reason, the ED&BC, or Edmonton, Dunvegan and British Columbia Railway, put the town on this side of the river. So very quickly, within 2 or 3 years, these towns were dead. They boasted 30 to 40 businesses, had street lights, wooden sidewalks. It was a very big growing concern. And within 2 years, there's a letter in the provincial archives from the Attorney General's office looking for some of the town council, and in pencil it's written and returned. There's nobody here anymore. Very good demonstration of how towns and communities were totally altered simply by the shipping routes in the early 1900s.
Community Futures Grand Prairie and Region can assist small business with financing, training, and advisory services. We're here to help small business in rural Alberta. The Spark Business Incubator is located in 214 Place and run by Community Futures Grand Prairie and Region. It can provide a new or expanding business with the supports to be successful. www.gpsparkincubator.ca. Cape Breton, Nova Scotia, home to the Cabot Trail and the Cape Breton Bike Rally. With some of the most magnificent riding and the friendliest of people one can find anywhere, Cape Breton is the runner-up community in Canada's most rider-friendly community contest. Visit CapeBretonBikeRally.com to find out why. I feel like a rose between a whole bunch of thorns.
You pretty much are.
So tonight we're at Blackjacks for the Veterans Fashion Show. It's 7 motorcycle dealerships have all gotten together to show off their leathers and their various fashion offerings in support of our veterans. So let's start off with you, and we'll talk to you, Dog, and see, why did you get involved with tonight?
The club gets involved because this is what we do. We go for different charities. We have our own poker run that we run for the Hair Massacre. Seemed like a good organization to get behind, so that's why we did it.
And Noof, what do you think?
Pretty much the same thing he just said. I got some good people involved in this, and they want us to help out. I'm just all too good for it.
Well, geez, you know, and I mean, can you imagine what he's going to look like in a nice set of new chaps? Oof.
Yes.
Yeah, but all the ladies that are watching, well, yeah, no, exactly. Don't put them on backwards. Wear underwear. Yeah, no, there's good advice for someone, right? What's your name?
It's Corey.
Hi,
And
Corey.
we're like Dog said, we're here to help out, and I think it's going to a good cause, so why not help out when we can?
That sounds great. Now, the club actually is called the Forsaken Souls, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people may not know about your club, and I know probably should have asked the Prez this question, but Kirk, tell me a little bit about what Forsaken Souls does.
We're just a small group of guys. We're not a support club. You know, we just like to get together, hang out Fridays and ride. We've got our own little poker run and stuff, June 16th, 17th, so it's a good bunch of guys that, you know, like I say, we're not supports. We just like to hang out and drink some beer.
Drink some beer and ride some motorcycles and
Yep.
chase some women if they're chaseable.
That's always a plus.
That's always a plus, huh? Well, thank you, gentlemen, very much for getting involved with this fashion show for our veterans. It's really nice to see some guys get up there and be willing to strut their stuff on that stage. So I'll be out there cheering for you.
We'll be perfect.
Okay. Thanks, guys. I'm being joined right now by Danielle Bazin, and she is one of the board members putting on this huge fashion show here at Blackjacks Roadhouse in Nisku, Alberta, in support of our veterans. Tell me a little bit, Danielle, about what you do on the board, what your position is.
My position was the model recruiting and just making sure everybody shows up tonight and having some fun. The models are all great. I had 14 altogether, 7 guys, 7 girls, and yeah.
And you guys managed to pull together 7 different dealerships to bring out their clothing lines. Why 7?
We wanted a variety. We didn't just want one, we wanted a variety of them. So 7 of them agreed to do it.
That's pretty fantastic in a small community like this to have that many warring dealerships participate together.
Yeah, no, it was great having everybody else involved in it besides Harley. We're part of the Harley community, but yeah. We definitely like everybody else to be a part of it.
And that's awesome. So tonight's goal for the fashion show is how much money do you hope to raise?
As much as we can possible. It's for a good cause. It's all for the veterans.
Yes, and with tomorrow being the 100th anniversary of Vimy Ridge, tonight is a very, very important night for our veterans. So thank you for your efforts on behalf of all of our Canadian veterans.
Thank you very much.
I'm in Nisku, Alberta at Blackjacks Roadhouse. We've just come in from an amazing 200-kilometer ride for the inaugural Ride for Mom. And I'm with one of the ladies from Sage, who is going to be a beneficiary of the Ride for Mom, along with some of the other Edmonton and area shelters. So tell us a little bit about what you guys do and why this ride is so important for you guys.
I manage the Sage Senior Safe House, which is a shelter for seniors needing safety from abuse. We are part of the Alberta Council of Women's Shelters, and we work together to provide safety for people needing safety from domestic violence. Our shelter shelters men and women, and of course the domestic violence shelter, the other domestic violence shelters shelter women and children. So this is really important for us to bring attention to the work we do in the Edmonton area around domestic violence and elder abuse. Get the word out and reach out to people about what we do.
And when you say elder abuse, now a few people have probably seen a couple of those commercials, but elder abuse isn't talked about a lot. So tell my audience a little bit about some of the things that you guys witness.
Right. So in our shelter, the 50% of the people who come through our shelter have been abused by an adult child or grandchild, niece, nephew, and that really lends itself to people not talking about experiencing abuse. Typically, the abuse is financial, emotional, physical, although it can also be sexual. It can be medication abuse, meaning over-medicating, under-medicating, and it can also be neglect. It doesn't get talked about because of the people don't want to admit or acknowledge that it's their kids that are harming them. With the 30%, it is spousal. It could be a long history of spousal abuse and coming to a place of, I just can't deal with this anymore. We've had people who've come in who've spent 40 years in a domestic violence situation. The children have grown and left, and now it's just the two together, and they need to, now they're taking the time to get safe. And the other percentage of people, it's a roommate or a landlord. So it's kind of a weird position to be in, that admitting that you're vulnerable and that people are taking advantage and harming you. So there's a lot of things that contribute to not being talked about.
Well, I want to thank you very much, first of all, for the work that you do, and for taking a few minutes to share some of that information with our audience.
Oh, thank you. Well, thank you for your interest. Thank you.
I'm being joined right now by my co-members of the inaugural board for the Ride for Mom. This is Michaela Willis.
Hello.
And Krista Shields. And the three of us have worked, along with Tyler Grant, who's a member of the Blackjacks Roadhouse staff, to really work and put this whole Ride for Mom thing together. This was a vision of Clarence Shields, Krista's dad, for about 3-4 years now, and we finally got the job done. How's that feel, Krista?
Amazing. I'm really happy it's over with, to be honest. The weather could have been better, but it's a great ride, and it's supporting a cause that we're very passionate about, and that's our biggest thing, is just raising money for a good cause.
Absolutely. Michaela, what brought you to the Ride for Mom?
Really, I think that it was experiencing the Shields family and Blackjacks last year with the Fort McMurray fundraiser that we did and the bike nights, and there was an opportunity for someone like me to join, and it was a no-brainer.
I think that for me, just because I'm a survivor of domestic violence, that was one of the big pushes for me. So ladies, what do you think for next year? Mother Nature's going to cooperate? Are we all putting in our witchy nose action now?
Yes, the weather will be great, and we're expecting big rides.
110% next year is going to be incredible, and we hope to see everybody there.
And if you don't come, I'm going to have something to say about that, folks. So come on. The Ride for Mom next May. You got to come out. We really want to see this ride grow to 400 or 500 riders. For our inaugural ride, the first 32 bikes that came with us in really cold weather, we are so grateful to all of you diehards. Love you all. Keep the shiny side up. Well, that's all our time for this episode of Ride Like a Local. We sure hope you enjoyed your visit with us. Next week, we're in Grande Prairie, Alberta for 2 more amazing events. Hope you'll tune in.